Well, how y'all doing today? Hope y'all are having a blessed day. So I'm doing a bunch of cleaning today, and whoo, it's hot here. Holding out on putting that AC on. Yeah, I am. Cause you know what that does to your bill, right? And I got this dinosaur of a. Oh, let me show it to you. See that? It's a HVAC, heating and air conditioning unit, probably out of the 70s, and it works beautiful. But the cost of electricity's gone up since then. So, right. But they don't make them like they used to anymore. I'll tell you right now. Uh, yeah. So anyway, I'm doing some cleaning today. Shout out to DJ Puff the Third. He made a video today where he has found a great place to dig. Uh, he's finding all kinds of old bottles and stuff. Now, my father, when he was alive, he lived out in the country up in Connecticut, way out in the woods there, and they're all woods in Connecticut. And he bought a permit to be able to take his garbage there because he was the maintenance guy in a mobile home park there where he lived. Now, years ago, they passed a law in Connecticut that nobody could put up mobile homes anymore unless there was already a slab there. All right. But people couldn't just put them up anywhere anymore. I guess they did not want Connecticut filled with mobile homes. And now I know that in West Virginia, if you buy a piece of property, you can throw a mobile home up on there, and you can build your house as you can afford it while you live in the mobile home, right? Well, that's convenient, isn't it? But anyway, he bought a permit for the dump there out in the country, and every once in a while, he'd go and he'd dump something off, and he'd go through the woods looking for stuff, and he'd find all kinds of stuff. I'll tell you right now, dumps are a treasure field for anybody that looks for old bottles, old pots and pans or whatnot, anything that would survive the elements. And of course, you're frozen solid about 6 months out of the year in Connecticut. So, but every once in a while, he'd come back and he'd bring something, and he'd find something, and he was all thrilled about it. So DJ found him some bottles, and he seems to think they're from the 1920s, but I don't, because you can tell that there's a seam on the bottle, and I haven't Googled it yet, but I think they were older than that. I think when they started using machines to make the bottles, and they weren't blown glass anymore. I think that didn't happen till like the end of the 30s, sometimes in the 40s. But I'm going to Google that. I'm interested in that. But, I commented on his channel because he said he had stopped and had a pint and some chicken and leek pie. And you know what? That sounds good to me, because I'm a pot pie making fool when it comes to like the holidays. When I have leftover turkey, I ain't had any leftover turkey in a few years because I've been, pardon me, farming it out to my neighbors, right? But years ago, when I was at home with my kids, I'd have turkey left over, and I'd make turkey pot pies, and they did not last at all. I had a freezer, and I'd cook in bulk, and nothing ever lasted. I just said, "Oh, I don't even know why I bought a freezer." Okay, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna look that recipe up. I told him, I sent him a message saying, "Shoot me a recipe if you got one." I looked it up, and there's so many different ones, but I know there's got to be gravy involved there. So to me, it would be more like one of our pot pies. And also, to me, a pot pie is not a pot pie unless it has a bottom on it. This stuff where they just put a top on it. Forget that. It's not a pie without a top on it, a bottom on it, when it's just got a top on it. So anyway, I'm gonna be looking that up, and I eat a lot of chicken, and that looks like something I'd really, you know, like to do. I like to do a lot of baking in the winter. months. I'm originally from up north. I'm currently in Arkansas. It's got to be almost 90 degrees today, but it gets very humid here. But it does up north too. Uh, but in the winter, I become we all do up north. We become a bacon fool. I mean, I'm sure in some parts in the South they do too. I know in West Virginia, yeah, we'd get snowed in. You better have your supplies then. And utilizing that oven for heat was a big thing. Of course, during the summer, like my grandmother would take her kitchen outside. Right, they did that a lot in Louisiana in the old days. They called it an outdoor kitchen, and the guys would get together and haul that cast iron oven outside because there was like no AC, sometimes no electricity, and they'd do their cooking and their laundry outside to keep that heat and humidity out of the house as much as possible. So anyway, I'm hoping to find he'll shoot me back a message and give me some kind of idea how that one's made. I have a sneaking suspicion it involves gravy. I do, because I've seen some recipes online that don't, and they didn't look appealing to me at all. Anyway, so I'm doing some house cleaning today, playing catch up. Uh, I had some things that slowed me down for 3 or 4 days, and I'm getting back to it. So whatever you all are doing today, I hope you all having a blessed day, right? And y'all stay cool, right? And thanks for stopping in, for your thumbs up, for your comments, large or small. I appreciate them all. Bye bye.